Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today's video is very special. This video is related to everyone who wants to come to Canada. Yes, everyone. So you must watch this video. Watch it till the very end. Lot of important information I'm sharing with you on this important topic, which is related to everyone. I'm repeating the word everyone. So before I start this video, I request you, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips and tricks on this channel. And if you like the video, share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit from this. So without further delay, I'm going to start today's topic, a very, very important topic, which is must for everyone who wants to come to Canada. What is that topic? This topic is biometrics. Yes, biometrics. It is needed for almost everyone. Now, what is biometrics? The first question which comes across your mind is, what is biometrics? The answer of what is biometrics lies in the word biometrics itself. Basically, biometrics is formed from the two words bio and matrix. So bio means body and matrix means measurement. So basically, if we see, biometrics is a biological measurement, a set of physical characteristics that can be used to establish your identity. Not all the things are taken in biometrics. There are certain things which are taken in biometrics. Now, what are the things which are collected in biometrics would be your next question. So, in biometrics, three types of information is taken. The first information is your biological data, biographic data. Biographic data means the name, your date of birth, your passport or your travel documents. The second is the 10 fingerprints. So, which means 4 fingers of the hand, left hand, 4 fingers of the right hand and both thumb impressions. In addition to 10 fingerprints, photograph, a digital photograph and a scan of your photo is taken of the applicant. So these are the three things which are collected in biometrics. Now your question would be, what is the purpose of this biometrics? So the purpose of this biometrics is to protect from identity theft. In the past, many people were caught using somebody else's passport to do the travel. So to establish identity theft and to kind of stop the criminal activities, biometrics is used. Why? Because biometrics, you can, physically make somebody's face similar to yourself, but you cannot change the fingerprints. The fingerprints of even the identical twins are different. So fingerprints are important to establish your identity, and same is the case with the photographs, the photo scans. So now the purpose of biometrics is to prevent identity thefts. Canadavisa officers confirms your identity and biometrics helps them to make it more difficult for someone to forge or steal your identity. So resolves problems that could happen if your name, date of birth, place of birth is very much similar to someone else. And also to confirm your identity the next time you apply, it is easier for them to quickly establish your identity. This is the purpose of biometrics. Now, who needs to give the biometrics? Do everybody needs to give the biometrics? So answer is no. Not everyone needs to do the biometrics. The short answer is that persons who are between the age of 14 to 14 to 79, they need to go for biometrics, whether they are coming on visitor visa, whether they are coming on a student visa, whether they are coming on a work permit, whether they are coming on a permanent residence basis, or they are refugee claimants, or they are extending their visitor visa application, or they are extending their work permit or study permit. So in almost all the cases, you need to go for biometrics. Now, another important thing is who is exempted from biometrics. As I said, almost everyone, but still there are few exemptions. What are those exemptions? The first exemption is the age itself. As I said, individuals less than the age of 14 and above the age of 79 do not need to go for biometrics. So if you have small kids, then they don't need to go for biometrics. If you have old age parents above the age of 79, they don't need to go for biometrics. So plus there are certain more exemptions, which exemptions are royal family, queen and its heirs don't need to go for biometrics. US nationals also don't need to go for biometrics. This is not any kind of favor they are doing to US nationals. This is because Canada and US share the database. So a US national, when they become US nationals, either they are green card holder or they are US passport holders, already had their biometrics. So Canada can easily get that data because Canada and US share the data. So head of state like the Prime Minister, presidents, diplomats, they don't need to go for biometrics. US transit persons, they don't need to go for biometrics. Permanent residents to temporary resident. This is the rare cases where some people are not able to fulfill their requirements of stay in Canada and they basically lose their permanent residence. Then if they want, they have to come on a temporary residence basis. Then they don't need to go for the biometrics because at the time they got their permanent residence, they have provided the biometrics. So if forces like Canadian forces go or US forces come here or Indian forces come here for practice or for any kind of drills, they don't need to go for biometrics. And also there are certain circumstances where a visa officer can provide exemption. So that's also in the discretionary power of the visa officer. So in addition to these exemptions, because of COVID-19, the world actually took a 360-degree turn, right? So a lot of things happened, and that's the reason certain exemptions are there because of COVID-19. But these are temporary measurement. I'm using the word temporary measurement. So these temporary measurements are where you are exempted from biometrics if you are in Canada and applying for work, study or stay temporarily in Canada, or applied or have been applying, like you have already in the process of you applying, or you have applied for permanent residence and given biometrics within last 10 years. You do not need to go for biometrics again. So these are temporary measures which are because of COVID-19, certain exemptions are there. Now that you know the exemptions, now that you know that what is biometrics, the purpose, right? Now let us look at what will happen to your biometrics. They collected your fingerprints information, they collected your photo, right? What will happen to that? So what has happened is that these pictures or the photo or your fingerprints are first encrypted, and these encrypted data is then electronically sent to Canada's database, government database, and then at that time RCMP will check your fingerprints against criminals, against refugee claimants. They will check against deportees. Deportees are those persons who have been forced or kicked out of Canada, right? So these are deportees. Then temporary resident applicants. So all these will be checked by RCMP that your fingerprints are matching with them or not. Similarly, CBSA, Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA, officers will use this biometric information when you enter Canada, right? They'll verify that you are the same person who has got the visa. So this is again what will happen with your fingerprints. One thing I like to share here, the amount of time the government retains your data depends upon what type of application pathway you are following. Maybe you are using a permanent residence pathway, or maybe you are using a temporary residence pathway. It depends, and accordingly the data is secured with government. The time frame also varies. Now, how often do you need to go for biometrics? Simple question, and the answer is once in 10 years. So if you have given biometrics today, after the 10-year period expires, then only you need to go for biometrics. What is the fee for biometrics? You will definitely have this question. $85. $85 is the fee per individual, Canadian dollars, right? But if you are applying as a family together, 2 or more person, then you can pay $170. So this is the fee for biometrics. What are the steps for biometrics? So the steps is that you need to pay the biometric fee. Once you pay the biometric fee, and here I would also like to tell you, there are certain exceptions, there are certain individuals which are exempted from even paying the fee, like certain refugees, like in the Ukraine case. So government is making some changes here, but most of the individuals need to pay the fee. So once you pay the fee, you will get a biometric instruction letter, and that will tell you where you need to go, what you need to do. So that will give you a detailed information. When you go for this biometrics, you need to bring this letter. First of all, you need to take an appointment also, right? It's very important. Appointment, you need to bring this letter, you need to bring your passport and travel documents and your identity documents. So these information you need to bring at the place where you need to go for biometrics. So now that you know the fee, you know the steps involved in the fee, so how to pay the fee? The easiest method to pay the fee is online. Pay your fee through e-services. This is the government site. So something will look like e-services, cic.gc.ca, and pay your fee online. So it depends, whatever you want to choose. You can choose per person or as a family or as a group also. So how would I get to know about biometrics? Like biometrics, how will I know that? It depends basically what type of application you are filling, the mode you are using for that application. So if you are putting an application in person and you are going to a visa application center, so you can there and then you can take the biometrics, right? So if you are submitting your application online, and if you are doing that online, then you will get an email. Okay, your application looks complete and you can go for biometrics. It doesn't say approve or disapprove. It says you are okay to go for biometrics. Email, right? Then even the physical mail can also come depending upon your location and the mode you submitted your application. So you will get the biometric instruction letters in your physical mail if the physical mail route is chosen. Now, where I need to go for biometrics? Here again, you have 3 options. So the first option is, it will tell you, first of all, there is a link which you can go, and that's where to give biometrics. You can, there are more than about 150 centers all across the globe. So you can put the name of your country and city and find out which is the nearest center to you. So then, visa application centers are there, VAC, which is called. So you can go at VAC, visa application centers, and apply for your biometrics. You can also do biometrics at ASC. ASC is Application Support Centers. They are US application support centers. As I said, US shares the database with Canada. So in US, they don't need to open up like separate location, because US application support centers can take this biometrics, and you can go there and get your biometrics done, application support centers. In Canada, you can do it at Service Canada location also. So this is where you can go and get your biometrics. Now, if I am asked biometrics, and it's a very common question, I don't know, why people ask this. Oh, I got a biometrics. That means my application is approved? Answer is no. That does not mean your application is approved. Only biometrics is an important step in your application approval process. You don't delay it. As soon as you get a request for biometrics, go for biometrics. Do not delay that. So that is an important thing. And once you give the biometrics, you will use them to assess your application. So, another question comes from some communities wherein the face, women cover the face. So in that cases where the women cover the face, how will the biometrics photo have to be taken? A valid question, right? They use hijab to cover their face. In that case, when you take a photograph, your whole face must be shown. So what you can do, you can request the visa of the BAC, the visa application centers over there, that they can ask for a privacy curtain, or they can also ask for the female photographers to take the photos. So that are your options over there. Now, what is the last thing? And this thing you will, when you go to the fingerprinting place, the biometrics place, they will tell you how to do it. But I am still showing you with the help of a picture here, what is the right way of doing the biometrics. So the two things which will happen, as I said, in the biometrics, fingerprints and photo. So fingerprints, you start with the right hand, you put the right hand fingers, not thumb, just the fingers, and the impression is taken. Then you take the left hand, and left hand fingers impression is taken. Then you do the two thumbs together. So this is the right way. Now similarly, the right way of taking the photograph is also there. So the right way is that you look directly into the camera, not sideways, not up, down, just directly into the camera. The other thing is, keep your facial expression neutral. Do not laugh. You are not somebody is not taking a selfie, so you don't have to twist or tweak your mouth. So be neutral over there. And the next thing is, keep your face clear. You cannot hide your face behind the hairs or something like that. And then remove your eyeglasses. Like I wear eyeglasses, so when I go for biometrics, I have to remove it. So you can remove your eyeglasses. So these are some of the important tips I have shared with you on biometrics. If you have any question related to Canadian visa or immigration process or details you want to know, you can reach out to our office. Our office is located in Brampton, and email ID and phone numbers are shared with you here. So once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.